Buenos dias from Puerto Rico. Today we have just arrived. This is our first full day here in Puerto Rico, and we are getting ready to see our first museum. The Museo de las Américas, located in Old San Juan, Puerto Rico, is a renowned cultural institution that celebrates the rich and diverse history of the Americas. Its history is closely intertwined with the historical and cultural development of the island of Puerto Rico. The origins of the Museo de las Américas can be traced back to the late 19th century when the building now housing the museum was constructed. The building itself, known as the Cuartel de Bayaja, was built between 1854 and 1864 as a military barracks. It is an impressive neoclassical structure located in the heart of Old San Juan. In 1959, the Cuartel de Bayaja underwent a significant transformation when it was repurposed as a museum. We're at the Museo de las Américas. It is absolutely stunning. We haven't even gone inside yet, but the architecture is just drop dead gorgeous. So we're enjoying just walking around the courtyard at the moment, but we're about to go inside now. The decision to establish a museum in a historic building was part of an effort to preserve and showcase the rich cultural heritage of the Americas, with a particular focus on the Caribbean and Latin America. The Museo de las Américas was officially founded as a cultural institution dedicated to preserving and promoting the history, art, and culture of the Americas. It opened its doors to the public with a series of exhibitions that showcased artifacts, art, and historical documents from various regions of the Americas. All right, we are through the gates, and it's actually really reasonably priced. It's $4. It is $4 for children and students, and it is also $4 for teachers, which is the price that I paid. Otherwise, it's $6 for adults. Over the years, the museum expanded its collections, acquiring a wide range of artifacts and artworks that represented the diverse cultures and histories of the Americas. Exhibitions included indigenous art and artifacts, colonial era objects, contemporary art, and more. The museum also played a pivotal role in educating the public about the complex history of Puerto Rico and its place within the broader context of the Americas. In the early 2000s, the Museo de las Américas underwent a series of renovations and modernization efforts. These renovations aim to enhance the museum's infrastructure, improve its exhibition spaces, and make it more accessible to visitors. Throughout its history, the museum has been actively involved in educational programs and outreach efforts. It has collaborated with schools and universities to provide educational resources, lectures, and workshops, fostering a deeper understanding of the Americas' cultures and histories. The Museo de las Américas regularly hosts temporary exhibitions and cultural events that feature contemporary artists, highlight important historical events, and explore relevant themes in the Americas. These exhibitions and events contribute to the museum's role as a dynamic cultural hub. Over the years, the Museo de las Américas has earned recognition for its contributions to the preservation and promotion of the American cultures. It has become a cultural landmark in San Juan, attracting both locals and tourists interested in exploring the diverse heritage of the Americas. The Museo de las Américas continues to be an important cultural institution in San Juan. It is likely that the museum has continued to evolve, adapt, and expand its collections and programs to serve its mission of celebrating the culture and heritage of the Americas. The Museo de las Américas stands as a testament to the rich and interconnected histories of the Americas, offering visitors a unique opportunity to explore and appreciate the cultural diversity of the region while preserving the memory of Cuartel de Bayaja's historical significance. The exhibition Who Desecrated the Georgetti Mansion by Eddie Ferrarioli is dedicated to the Georgetti Mansion, designed by Czech architect Antonin Nekodama, 1877 to 1928, and it honors his memory. The theme of this exhibition is about the rescue and conservation of our heritage, both built and natural, has been a constant in the work and exhibitions of Eddie Ferrarioli. Four vectors energized Ferrarioli's work: the denunciation of the violation of a sacred space, the imperative of environmental and architectural conservation, the urgency of keeping memory alive, and the life project inspired by the stained glass windows and mosaics of this architectural gem destroyed. Ask the question who. It is an urgent call, almost an investigation, to find those responsible for this patrimonial loss. Where do houses go when they die? In what dimension do the experiences, the joys, and sorrows that accumulated over the decades survive? For Ferrarioli, the memories accumulated in a house still vibrate with the immediacy of a vivid memory. Each piece recovered and transformed into a mosaic. Each door and window redeemed by art testified, almost like a sound hologram, the beauty of this mansion lost due to the lack of love and carelessness of many. It is a desecration of a building that through the cult of beauty and architectural perfection was a sacred space. Let us think then that the walls of this museum are the support for the doors, windows, and chairs, inspired by Nekodama's designs that were once part of the Georgetti mansion, and that visitors are witness of an archaeological montage. Although Ferrarioli has dedicated much of his life to stained glass, it is the mosaic that has captured his interest in recent years. More recently, he has ventured into fused glass, and this is the medium that we will find most frequently in this exhibition. Ancestors of the Passage, a healing journey through the Middle Passage, gives visual voice to those untold millions of people who died during the Atlantic crossing. The terracotta figures are in groupings of three: a man, woman, and youth, each triad distinguished by the similarities of their cloth in reference to African tribes in their own respective histories, now thrown together as one people. The prints on the walls bear witness to and memory to the atrocities of the Middle Passage. Scholars report that millions of people were kidnapped and loaded onto slave ships. Investors in slave ships considered that they had a profitable voyage if half of the people survived the crossing. Dr. Marimba Ani labeled the Holocaust that lasted 400 years Mafa, a key Swahili word meaning disaster. The inhumane European slave trade needs to have the silence broken. If the Atlantic Ocean were to dry up, a trail of bones would lead from the shores to the Americas. In the darkness of the hold where the shadows weep amid the creaking ship on endless restless seas, a soul once free, now chained in despair, endures the Middle Passage, a nightmarish journey. O wretched soul, torn from ancestral land, torn from the soil where your roots did stand, condemned to this vessel, a floating tomb, invisible scars shrouded in gloom. Beneath the merciless sun's unrelenting glare, and amid the moon's cold indifferent stare, a story unfolds of one suffering untold, of countless lives broken, hearts turned to stone. The stench of sweat, fear, and human despair, the weight of heavy chains, a burden to bear, the taste of salted tears, the sound of moans, as you traverse this passage to the great unknown. In the abyss of the hold where bodies lie, their spirits soar, searching the boundless sky, seeking freedom, escape from this dread, yearning for home where ancestors tread. Yet hope, a flicker, refuses to fade. In the depths of your heart, a spark, a crusade. To survive this ordeal, defy the oppressor, reclaim your spirit, emerge as a confessor. Through storms that rage and calm that deceives, as the ships rock and roll, your soul believes that one day you'll step on solid ground where the chains will fall and freedom is found. O resilient soul, remember your name, for your courage and strength will fuel the flame of countless hearts yearning to be free, and your legacy lives on in eternity. Through the middle passage, be marked by pain. In your memory, the struggle will not be in vain, for your spirit endures a beacon of light, guiding us forward through the darkest of nights. May we never forget the horrors you bore, and honor your memory forevermore, as we strive for a world where justice prevails, as the echoes of the middle passage turn to tales. In the darkest hour, your resilience shines, a testament to the strength of human spines. Through the middle passage, you found your grace, in the annals of history, your rightful place. The next exhibition that we saw is entitled The Letters. The centenary of the birth of Rafael Tofinho is celebrated by the Museo de las Américas with the presentation of letters that he sent to his son Pablo. The letters and postcards selected for this exhibition total 30 that Tofinho addressed his youngest son, Pablo, over the course of 20 years. The artist was 56 years old when his youngest son was born. It is then understandable that these letters show the kind and understanding character of the father-grandfather. And as Pablo grows, the issues he addresses vary. As a conversation, he tells him about his daily activity, about the friends he meets on his walks in San Juan, and later he tells him about his nightly visits to the bars of San Juan. But what persists in all the letters are the expressions of love, understanding, and admiration that he feels for Pablo and for his intellectual and human development.